Hi everyone. Today we're going to be looking at a submarine, a very special submarine. In World War II literature, the German U-boats get the bulk of the attention, and the Japanese submarine fleet doesn't get as much attention as it deserves. Even though they were misused and the tactical doctrine was deeply flawed, the Imperial fleet did produce some incredible submarines, including the largest submarines ever to enter service until the atomic age. These remarkable submarines were also underwater aircraft carriers. And the vessels that I'm referring to are known as the I-400s. And this is pretty much the ultimate book about those submarines. Published by Hikoki publications that actually focus more on aviation, particularly World War II books, this one is a slight change where it focuses not only on the actual aircraft that was built for the I-400, but also focuses on the submarine itself. And when I say complete, I mean this book is a complete guide to the submarine, to the crew. It includes, why should I just talk when I should just show you the various photos? So you have plenty of photos of the submarine itself. What you're seeing are photos taken of American sailors who did an extensive review of the submarines after they were surrendered. So you can see here, plenty of photos galore. And let's go beyond. They even have interviews of servicemen who were on board. And what I think is quite a treat is that they have time-lapse stills of the sinking of the I-400, and even better, some wreck photos of its sister ship, the I-401. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm just so excited about this book, and I think that there should be more books like this out in the world that are complete histories and tell you everything you ever wanted to know, everything from the design right through to the experiences of the crew on board about specific vessels. But let's wind back a little bit. These mega submarines were designed to attack strategic points, and in particular the Panama Canal. The one operation that they were sent out to do was cancelled before the airplanes actually went off on their attack, and considering the limited numbers of said aircraft, chances of success would have been very low. But the fact that they were engineered so well, that they were built, and that they functioned, and that they even survived the war, is an achievement in itself. The I-400 and the I-401 were surrendered, were taken over by the Americans, who then did a thorough review of them, and after that they decided, well, we don't need them anymore, and they were scuttled off the coast of Hawaii, of which the 401 has now been discovered and documented, as you can see in this book. What I also particularly enjoy about this book are these wonderful foldouts, which, let's try and balance them out for you. So you have CGI reconstructions of the submarine itself, and then, I don't know if this will come out against the glare, you have these beautiful cutaways of the aircraft itself, of which one does still exist and is under restoration. For a rare submarine, for a comprehensive and super detailed look visually, historically, and socially, this is definitely a book to aim to get, particularly if you absolutely love World War II naval history, submarines, and in particular Imperial Japanese vessels. This book comes highly recommended at 4 captain's hats. But I do have one other thing to point out. So this is a comprehensive book that deals entirely with the I-400, and the bulk of its visual references come from the World War II photographs that were taken after the submarine was surrendered. But if you're a fan of CGI reconstructions, then may I also direct you to this book. This is, as the title suggests, Japanese hybrid warships, and it looks at the hybrid warships of the Ise Hyuga, the Mogami class, as well as the I-400s and I-13s, both of which were aircraft-carrying submarines, the I-400s, however, being the larger of the two. So in addition to your various diagrams from these typical, this is a Troika publication, so Polish publisher, typical of the era. This is about, what, 2009. They would publish a whole heap of line drawings and CGI reconstructions, as well as basic information about the parameters and design features of each vessel. But so I can just bring it up for you to see. So we have this. We have these wonderful views. And if I continue, oh, here we go. There we go. And let's get some imaginative ones on the water. Here we go. Ta-da! So this one has quite a fair amount of CGI reconstructions, and of course is not just limited to the I-400 but to these other vessels, and I probably should review this on its own at some point in the future. But just highlighting it, that if you are a fan of computerized reconstructions of the I-400, then definitely put this one on your radar. But for those who just want to read about the history of the I-400 and its sister ships, as well as its operation, what it was like for the crew, how to operate the aircraft, and indeed the mechanics of the Serian aircraft itself, then this is your go-to book, the I-400. Find it, put it in your library shelves, you won't regret it. It's a lavish, highly detailed production, and again, as I said, for captain's hats. And on that note, if there are any other naval vessels that you would like to have reviewed, or if there are books about some naval issues that you would like to be reviewed, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll happy to add it to my list, especially for the new year. And until then, enjoy and happy reading, everyone.